Hello and welcome to another episode of the How to CEO podcast. I'm your host, Murray Newlands. I'm delighted to be joined by Alex today. Alex, please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name is Alex Cooper. I would just want to thank Murray for having me on your podcast today. This is great. Murray's been a great friend of me for, when I was in San Francisco, so I'm just really happy to see him again back in Canada. And what do? I work for Footprint Analytics, which is kind of your one-stop shop for anything data related on the blockchain. As in, you want data? I got you. You like making dashboards but don't know how to code? Guess what? I got you. So that's what I do. I'm the community manager, and I've dipped my toes a little bit into the BD department at Footprint. I've been there now for almost a year.
Wow.
Crazy, almost a year now. Yeah, and yeah, I'm back in Kelowna, just doing my community management, blasting out workshops, blasting out Twitter Spaces, and blasting out podcasts. Like I said, happy to be here, Murray, and thanks for having me.
So, give us a little bit of depth. So, why do I want your tool? I am in Web3. Give me like two or three specific use cases why I want your data.
Well, the first use case, and this is most important, is we got all the data, right? We got 22 chains. Let's compare it to Dune. Dune's got 10 chains. Let's compare it to NFT Go. They have 6 chains, right? So when you're looking for in-depth data across a variety of chains, well, Footprint should be your one-stop shop. Like I said, 22 chains. We cover now, since we've added 17 new NFT marketplaces, we cover over 670,000 NFT collections. So you can get data on any of those collections and actually make metrics on them without having to code, which is sweet. And not only that, we're the most comprehensive GameFi analytics provider out there. We have almost 2,000 games. We have cool metrics like retention rate. My favorite. I love retention rate. We got cross chain analysis. Oh, and geez, you said 2 to 3. I'm at 4. We said address analysis. Footprint has a really in-depth address analysis. You can actually take an address and build out a whole profile, seeing what kind of tokens they're holding, what kind of NFTs they're holding, what chains they've been doing transactions on, all this fun sort of stuff. And you could do it all at Footprint. And did I say you could do it without any coding? Um, that's it. So, I mean, that's a great start, and we're trusted by a lot of already well known names out there. We just released a wash trading report with CoinGecko, which was huge.
Awesome.
We just got a grant from Kronos. So Kronos has been retweeting all of our dashboards. I've been loving that. And yeah, so we just got some big things coming up, especially in the new year. I'm really looking forward to seeing the direction that Footprint goes. And just the amount of depth and different metrics that we're really going to cover. It's going to be amazing.
And so, what are some trends you're seeing in Web3, given you have all this data?
Well, besides everyone losing money, just kidding. But like one of the best trends I've been seeing is actually GameFi, right? Even though in 2021, GameFi was still the most invested in niche in Web3, right? 2022, GameFi funding was down, but it's still the most funded niche in Web3. And now going forward, and we're looking at active users too. Let's compare active users. Active
Mhm.
users are still hot on GameFi. Like we're
Yeah.
looking at, say, Alien Worlds, they're getting about 200, 150, 200,000 active users a day. Splinterlands, 130,000. And then we got some of the smaller games on B&B still crossing about 40K active users a day, which is pretty good. Considering tokens aren't really going up in GameFi, right? There hasn't been a ton of new changes. So these games that have these active users have a formula that's working and it's working well. And the trends that I've been seeing is we're going to see a ton of mobile games be released in 2023. Especially we're going to see adoption through these mobile games because we you know another trend I've been seeing too, Murray, is a lot of infrastructure protocols like Stardust, for example, where they're taking traditional Web2 studios and
Yep.
there's hey, you just focus on your game, you make the game as good as possible. We do everything else, right? You want to get on the blockchain, we'll bring you onto Polygon, we'll bring you onto Ethereum, we'll bring you onto whatever chain, and we'll do your tokenomics. All you got to do is just click. Oh, and if you want to bridge to other chains like Immutable or something like that, don't worry about it. We got you. Just focus on the game. And I think this is going to be putting a lot of heat on the Web3 GameFi protocols have been doing it all to release a really good game. So I think the pressure's been be put on to these devs to really kind of compete for releasing the best game because the competition is going to be crazy. And another trend I think we're going to see as well is NFT collectibles, more like loyalty systems. Like
Yeah.
you see Starbucks did that as well. They tried to do a blockchain loyalty program. And if you think about it, kind of just makes the most sense, right? You don't have to worry about people photoshopping your coupon and bringing it in, or using other people's accounts, or whatever kind of loopholes people could think of, all kind of get eliminated when we throw loyalty programs on the blockchain. I mean, I'd be happy to get my little Starbucks token right into my phone so I could buy a little double double or whatever I'm thinking of, right? So that's kind of the trends I've been seeing. Um, we're looking at NFTs. NFTs have just been down as a whole. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of PFPs. Maybe utility story-wise niches will come out, but as a whole for NFTs, unless you already have a big community behind you, I don't really see too much of an emergence of it. Especially now that we have our wash trading metrics at Footprint, it's really easy for us to take new projects being released and see if the owners themselves are just flooding up their data. Because for example, Jimmy Yacht Club or some is this new one that's coming out. It's 800 followers, but they got this insane amount of volume. We plug that into Footprint. We can take a look and see if it's being wash traded by the owners of the collection or not. And I think too, with more and more articles coming out of wash trading and how big of a problem it is in the NFT industry, I think it's going to turn a lot of people away from NFTs for a while, unless they do some
Interesting.
sort of major rebranding, right? Did you know like 42% of all or all NFT trading volume on Ethereum has been wash trade? Like
Wow. Crazy.
that's a ton of flooded volume. So it's definitely interesting to talk about, and I'm curious to see what kind of solutions there will be in the future to fix it.
But to see, do you have a crazy story from last year?
I guess so. Murray, I don't know. Have you ever met my boy Vinny? He comes to these meetups sometimes. He's at
Yeah.
Turkish Dude. Yeah, Vinny. So me and Vinny, we became great boys, and we're talking. I was like, man, I really want to go to a Giants game. And he's like, I've never been. I don't even know how baseball works. I'm like, perfect, dude. Let's go. Well, I'll teach you, and then we'll just have this experience. So we're going. We go to the Giants game, and I'm outside the stadium, and it is a Dodgers Giants game. All right, great game. I know it's going to be a little rivalry hitting it. So I'm talking to this guy outside. His name's Stanley. I'm like, hey, Stanley, like, how's this rivalry? Tell me all about it. I'm curious. I'm trying to get into the game. I'm trying to get all fired up for this. And he's like talking to me about it, and we're having a good time. I was like, hey, well, see you later, Stanley. I'm getting my tickets. See ya. So halfway to getting my tickets, he calls me up and he says, hey, get your tickets yet? I was like, no. He says, well, I got two extra, and I guarantee they're better than yours.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. Put down the phone. Didn't even get to the line to pick up my tickets. I just ran right back. Turns out Stanley gave me these tickets that was perfect, right by in the foul ball zone. But I got perfect view of the pitch. It was actually in the field club entrance. I had to go through the field club entrance,
Amazing.
went underground. Yeah, and me and Vinny, it was our first MLB game, and I got my first MLB hot dog. That's off the bucket list, and we were just hanging with Stanley, and it was great for the whole game. And it was crazy. I mean, those tickets are probably worth like 400, $450. And I couldn't even imagine afterwards. And then, yeah, after that, it was just like, what a story, man. Especially for our first game ever,
Oh yeah.
me and Vinny just have an experience. Because just being able to see the pitch perfectly, it made me so much easier just to explain the rules to Vinny. Explain the rules of any, but yeah, man, it was sweet. I was like, could not believe it. After, like, San Francisco is one of those places, man, where if you just go up and talk to people and have a good time, you're gonna experience some crazy things. San Francisco is a city that I've never experienced like before, man. It's just awesome. You're getting me all missing it right now, getting me all sentimental.
Fantastic. So tell me a few cool projects that you've seen as well.
Cool. Well, since we're talking about the Bay, let's talk about some cool projects that I've saw or experienced or talked to in the Bay. So
Yeah.
my first one, I love DCN Network, right? DCN, they're based out of Oakland. They try to be a 24/7 crypto news. Those guys, when I first came down to the Bay, they took me under their wing. They brought me onto my first podcast. They're amazing company, and they're doing a lot of great things. They're trying to bring NFTs to events. So you just type in your phone number and you get an NFT related to whatever event is going on with just texting, which is great. I think it's great for onboarding. They
Yeah.
got a lot of cool things going on. Another one that I like is Chain Fuse with Victor. I've been talking to Victor from Chain Fuse a lot. He's my boy. He's great. What they're doing is they're doing one-click deployables. So essentially, you can just type in how much of a collection you want, what chain you want it, one click, boom, you got an NFT collection released on any chain. You just
All
upload a
right.
picture, say how many of them you want, bang, which is sweet. I love that. Easy to use.
Yeah.
A barrier of entry for NFTs have been removed for a lot of people. So yeah, Chain Fuse has been really great. Um, we all know Renee. I have to shout out Renee because Renee is like someone I have never met before. Truly, truly a unique, eccentric individual. I love Renee. He's amazing. And I have to shout him out because his grind and his hustle is purely one of a kind, man. It is amazing. I have so much respect for Renee and the grind he's putting on Verse XR, trying to bring, AR to everything. I got to give him a shout out as well.
Awesome.
Gage, Gage as well. You know Gage,
Yeah.
Crypto
Fantastic
Gage.
guy building an amazing community.
Yep, he's doing great things as well for the crypto community, and he's bringing a lot of cool things on the blockchain.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say it here, but if you're curious about what he's doing, go make sure to talk to Gage, man. He's really one of those guys that brings people together in the Bay. And then, of course, let's end it with Felipe at Atlas. Dow,
He's a
my
great guy.
man. Yeah, Felipe. God, I remember my first ever event in San Francisco I went to was at Atlas. The first person I ever saw was Felipe. First thing he ever asked me, "Hey, do you want a free beer?" I knew this guy was going to be awesome as soon as I heard that. And then I ever since then it was just like Atlas 3, 4 times a week, man. I really
He's done
think
so
like
much. He's
yeah,
done so much for
and
the community.
I almost like I don't I'm Murray. I don't want this to discredit you at all, but I like to always think of Felipe too as like kind of like a little bit of the glue, right?
Oh
You
yeah,
and
for
Felipe
sure.
are like the glue, man,
Thank
for
you.
this
Thank you. Yeah.
for the Bay Area crypto. It's like because you guys just force these events and force people to come together, and everyone just has a great time. I've like, yeah, amazing. So Atlas, Dow, and Felipe, you guys keep killing it, and then I guess I got one more person to end it with. Murray Newlands. Let's shout you out as well. Everybody listening obviously knows about Murray. He's the man.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, thanks Murray. That's who I kind of wanted to shout out. I hope I didn't go over my limit of people I could shout out, but
No, no, that's awesome. Thank you for yeah, some amazing people in the Bay Area and some amazing shout outs there. And then how can people help you, Alex?
how can people help me?
Yeah.
Well, you got a data problem, you come to me to help you. That's helping me, okay? If you have a
Okay.
data problem, anything kind of you're looking for analytics, or you want to do some address analysis, you want to track your users, essentially any kind of problems you have with data that's evolved or involved with the 22 chains I got, come to me. That would be really helpful to me. I can get you set up with a pro account, show you kind of what our data, how in depth our metrics can go, and just kind of show you the endless possibilities of what we can do with data. It's pretty crazy, how versatile and how many problems can be solved just through data. So it is really crazy. So if you guys want to help me out, um, just help come to me for help, I guess, with your data
Awesome.
needs. I love that.
And then how do people reach you? How do they actually connect with you? What are your contact details?
Oh, great. This is my time to shout out my LinkedIn. Please, if you guys want to reach out to me, follow my LinkedIn, Alexander Cooper. If you can't find me, you probably won't because there's a lot of Alexander Coopers out there. Go to our LinkedIn footprint analytics profile and you'll see me working there. Or I run the Twitter, so you can always follow me at footprint underscore data on Twitter. Send me a DM. Chances are I'll be the one responding. So you can reach out that way. We also have a Discord, which you can find on our Twitter profile. Tons of ways. But yeah, the only one I'm gonna limit it to is I'm not giving out my number today, guys. Sorry. But all those other avenues, you can reach me through there, and I'll be happy to help or just chat.
Alex, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, Murray, thanks for having me, buddy. It was a blast.
I'm Murray Newlands. You've been listening to the How to CEO podcast. See you next time.